mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
What's going on over here? Hold on a minute. Hold on just 1 minute. I don't know what's going on over here. What is going on over here with this fucking... It's like general. Yes, virtual background. Fuck you doing? What the fuck is going on over here? Yo, Mitch. Are you in here, Mitch? What is going on over here? I clicked the banner. The banner should be open over here. What the fuck is going on over here? It is ridiculous right here. What is going on? Yo, Mitch, are you in here? Mitch, are you in here? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How exactly am I on Hardcore Sports right now? And this shit's already breaking. Look at this shit. It's ridiculous. I don't have my background. Where's my background? Mitch, are you here or are you not here? Holy shit. Sometimes I hate StreamYard. Hang on a minute. What the fuck is going on over here? See, the background's alive right there. Holy shit. What is going on over here? Mitch! Where the fuck is he? He's in every other stream that I have. He's in every other fucking stream that I have, but now he's not. Now he's not. What's going on over here? Hang on. Exit solo layout. Trying to figure out what is going on over here. Holy shit. Shift 1. What is going on over here? I'm trying to figure this shit out. God, I can't figure this shit out for my life. I cannot figure this shit out for my life. Unbelievable. How fucking embarrassing is this? But regardless, the show must go on. The show must go on. I can see the chat is already...
I got it.
Mitch, what the fuck... Hold on a minute. I got you on mute. Mitch, what the fuck happened over here?
I got it. You go to settings, layout, crop.
That's what I did. Holy shit. Yeah, there you go. That's Mitch for you. A botch never takes place on the channel. It's a rarity, but thank you, Mitch. Thank you, Mitch. Greatly appreciate Mitch.
Just really quick, Philly Sports Talk Podcast, he's an executive. He can help you out too.
Thank you, Philly Talk Sport Podcast. I greatly appreciate you, and I greatly appreciate the help here. I apologize, people. It's a rarity that I fuck up, but apparently StreamYard decided to turn heel on me.
Have a good show, bro. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you very much, Mitch. That was Mitch for you.
Yeah, best in the business right here.
Yeah, Mitch is the one of the top people over here on the Hardcore Sports channel. But regardless of all of that, we have a show to do. And we are going to get right down into the nitty and the gritty. We got plenty to talk about. Give me 1 sec. We got plenty to talk about, but we're going to start it off right because we had a little fumble in the beginning, but we're going to start it off right here on the channel. It is shitty as hell outside. It is cold. It is raining. I don't know why it just decided to turn into shit today, but regardless, we're still here. We're going to have a good stream, and considering I'm live in the afternoon at 1 p.m., that can only mean that it's Saturday! You know what that means. We're live! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to the greatest fucking show on earth, streaming live across 4 different platforms, 6 different accounts, as of course, you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle, wow! Woo! Do you smell that? You know what that is? That right there is the smell of pure excellence. Wait for it. Wait for it. To mankind. And this is the official Lightning Flash update for Saturday, December 3rd. We are in the season of giving, the season of holly, the season of jolly, the season of mistletoe and snow, the season of good old DJ Claus coming to town. And yes, Lisa Wardlow, you actually missed the botch in the beginning of the stream. Apparently, my settings completely turned heel on me, and I actually had to have Mitch come in and fix everything up. But I'm glad you're here. We have a lot of shit to go over. But first off, I'm happy to be back. I took a hiatus because I had family stuff going on the last couple weeks. I was off on Full Gear Day from the LFU because I had to go to New York City to see the Rockettes. And then last week, during the Saturday after Thanksgiving, I was actually down the shore being as lazy as a fucking rock. Most lazy I've been in years. And I'm not a lazy individual. I'm at all. But I'm here. I'm set. I'm ready. I'm feeling it. I got blood pumping through my veins. And I'm on fire. I'm on fire from my head to my toes. But I'm going to save the tiptoeing. For now because I need to conserve my energy because I have a lot of news, a lot of rumors, a lot of reports to dissect. We're going to go over the 4 weekly shows this week, especially considering that we had a lot of material happen across the course of the 4 main weekly shows, that is Dynamite, Rampage, SmackDown, and Raw. But I hope you guys are set and ready for a fun afternoon of pro wrestling talk. It's going to be fun. It's going to be very fun. But couple of things first. People, next week is a busy fucking week for the DJ Storms brand. Really busy fucking week. First off, next Tuesday, you heard me correctly, next Tuesday, it's TGI Tuesday. TGI Tuesday is indeed back because on TGI Tuesday, it's going to be the rundown for NXT Deadline. I know that many of you don't give a flying fuck about NXT because NXT sucks donkey balls, but regardless, I'm still covering it because it gets me more content out there, and I have an excuse to stream live on a Tuesday and get some people in there flowing into the Hardcore Sports channel and my channel on a Tuesday. It should be fun. So that is Tuesday, December 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be live to preview and predict everything going down at NXT Deadline. I'm going to be streaming live during NXT, but no one watches NXT to begin with. Then on Thursday, next Thursday, December 8th, it's a late one. I'm going live at 10. You heard me correctly. 10 p.m. Eastern Time next Thursday, December 8th. Set your calendar dates because for the very first time ever, I am having a guest on the channel coming to us live from Staten Island. Her name is Kimmy Sokol. She is a co-host of the Bob Culture podcast as well as the Elite POV podcast. She's everywhere. He's traveling up and down the country to California, to Vegas, to New Jersey and Florida and fucking North Carolina for WrestleCade. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know where she finds this fucking money to go everywhere. But Kimmy Sokol, so shout out to Bob Culture Podcast and Rob Williams, and then shout out to the Elite POV Podcast. Kimmy Sokol will be appearing on my channel late Thursday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So set your calendar dates for next Thursday, December 8th at 10 p.m. We're going to be previewing and predicting Ring of Honor Final Battle. It is the rundown for Final Battle. Should be good. I'm actually looking forward to Final Battle. The build has pretty much been non-existent, but I'm looking forward to the overall card because it looks pretty decent on paper. Then we got the LFU next Saturday. But before we get to the LFU next Saturday, on Friday, December 9th, Friday, December 9th is a big day because it's the final ISPW show of the year. It is ISPW Christmas Chaos Part 2. And on paper, it looks like it could be their best show of the entire year. We got Hale Collins of the Now taking on Crowbar. Now, it was originally supposed to be a tag team title match, but Vic Delicious, Hale Collins' partner, is injured. But Hale Collins, he's a very good professional wrestler in his own right. So Hale Collins, he will be fighting Crowbar one-on-one. We also got Vicious Vicky defending the ISPW Women's Championship against Tina San Antonio. That's going to be great. That's going to be great. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what Tina San Antonio can do. We got Alpha Jr., the Big Oos, Alpha Jr. He's taking on the Dominican Destroyer Vargas. We also got a fatal four-way ladder match. It is Michael Mars, TJ Epics, Rick Recon, the King of Rock, and GKM in a fatal four-way ladder match for the Tri-State Championship. And then in the main event, we got ISPW World Champion Bull James defending his title against Justin Carino in a dog collar match. That is Friday, December 9th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time in the Totowa PAL in Totowa, New Jersey. So please make sure that you guys, if you're in the New Jersey area, go get tickets to it. Then on Sunday, Hula Grim, my boy Hula Grim from Cali, is coming to the channel. Because Hula Grim, he's coming to the channel for the rewind. What's going on over here? I'm losing connection. What the fuck's going on? How did I lose connection to my camera? How the fuck did I lose connection to my camera? What is going on? Holy shit. It's like everyone's turning heel on me. My camera, my microphone, the fucking StreamYard app, the software, the fucking weather turned heel this morning, fucking cold and raining and fucking 30-mile-per-hour winds. Everyone's turning fucking heel on me. Holy shit. Let me do my fucking show, universe. Let me do my fucking show. I haven't done it in 3 fucking weeks. Unbelievable. I take 2 weeks off to go do family shit, and this is what happens. Anyway, Hula Grim is coming on my channel on Sunday, December 11th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time because he is going to help me review Ring of Honor Final Battle. That is at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, December 11th. And then I'm going to the ISPW Year-End Awards Holiday Buffet. I'm going to the ISPW Year-End Awards Holiday Buffet. Should be great. Going to see a lot of good people, a lot of good wrestlers. It should be fun. I cannot wait to see who wins the Year-End Awards. And then on Monday, December 12th, the final promotional tactic before we go into the usual self-brand promotion and advertisements. Monday, December 12th at 2 p.m. It is the rewind for NXT Deadline. We're going to be reviewing everything NXT Deadline related. Should be good. Give some extra content for the channel. So the next week is a busy week for the DJ Storms brand. So if you're interested in seeing a lot of DJ Storms, please make sure that you tune into all of those streams. And I hope to see you at the ISPW events as well. Also, I saw your comment, Rage. Happy birthday to Raging Girl Gamer. Happy early birthday to her on December 8th. I can understand why we get along. You're a Sagittarius. Aries and Sagittarius get along very well. Anyway, if you haven't already done so, people, make sure that you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HistoryMakerDJS. That is at HistoryMakerDJS on both Twitter and Instagram. You can check those out in the description. The links are in the description, as well as my link to my Facebook. For collaborations and business inquiries, please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. Please make sure that you like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook. That is, all of those links are in the description. And on top of that, we got the Hardcore Sports links. Hardcore Sports is everywhere. It's on Twitch. We're streaming live on Twitch right now at Hardcore Sports 1. We're not live on Instagram, but you can check us out on Instagram at Hardcore Sports Network. We're live on Twitter at Hardcore Sports N, and we're also live on the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel at Hardcore Sports Network. We have a lot of material to get into, and after 3 weeks away, I'm sure that a lot of people have been missing me, and you want your daily dose of DJ Storms. But in order for you to get your daily dose of DJ Storms, you got to do me a favor. We're almost 17 minutes into the stream. If you haven't liked the stream, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. You got to come in here. You got to like the stream. You got to like it on Twitter if you watch it on Twitter. You got to like it on Facebook, the DJ Storms Posse Facebook group page if you're watching there. And, of course, you got to like it on my channel as well as the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel. So if you're in my channel, please like it and then go over to the Hardcore Sports channel and like it over there. It is very vital that you do so. Very vital that you do so. Also, please make sure that you go and subscribe to the Hardcore Sports channel. It is very, very important that you do, because the Hardcore Sports channel, we are growing. We are growing faster than anyone could have ever anticipated, because we have just peaked 200 subs. We want to get to 300, because the quicker that we get to 1,000, the quicker that we can get monetized as well. So please make sure that you are telling people about Hardcore Sports, because we are going to be the #1 destination for all sports analytics, including football, baseball, basketball, hockey, UFC, wrestling, everything sports related. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button on my channel as well, and hit that notifications bell, people. Hit that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. You know why? Because that way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, oh, baby, it is the best time to be on YouTube. And you know why? Because it's the only time that you won't get this glorious sideburn chin strap combination, this beautifully kempt facial hair, this beautiful mustache right here. Earl Cole is not in here yet, but we're still going to light it up on the channel, because this right here is the most important prop in the IWC. The magic comb, which gives me the power to give each and every one of you a little and a dash of and a whole lot of because, like Campbell's soup, possibilities, just like nice smoking prime rib, just like a nice hot bowl of lobster bisque, just like a nice Italian salad with balsamic vinaigrette, with calamari and French fries and green beans and maple syrup. Oh, I'm just so good. I am the tastiest snack in the entire IWC. Everybody wants a piece of Storm's mind. Look at how fucking great my pompadour looks. Look at how fucking great it looks. Pure, slick back, black hair as black as my heart. Anyway, a lot of self-brand promotion and advertisements today, and we did have a little kerfuffle in the beginning because of StreamYard and my fucking Wi-Fi and my fucking browser and my fucking camera. Technology fucking sucks dick. It does. It really does. I'll tell you what else sucks dick. Injuries. And that's exactly what Randy Orton is going through. We're going to get right into the news, rumors, and reports here. And my first report is about Randy Orton. According to Fightful Select, Randy Orton required a fusion in his lower back that would keep him out of action for an extended period of time. There were some in WWE that said they'd be fortunate to have him back after such a long career and the significance of the injury. Unfortunately, retiring is a real possibility. This sucks. This sucks. And I actually feel very, very bad for Randy Orton. I feel terrible for him. Randy Orton, and this isn't just an injury that just happens out of the blue. This is the type of injury that comes with the years and years of being a professional wrestler. Randy Orton has done everything in his power to avoid major injury. He's had a lot of major injuries in the past, and he's done everything to make sure he is around as long as he possibly can be. But sometimes time just catches up to you. All those bumps that he took on his back for all those years, it catches up to you. It catches up to you, and it can ultimately make or break you physically and your career as well. And that's exactly what happened here with Randy Orton. Retiring is a real possibility at this point. There's a part of me that is shocked about this, but then there's another part of me that's not shocked about this because of all the bumps that he's taken over the years. And his back, he's taken a lot of bumps on his back, especially. The one thing that I can be very grateful for, if this is the end for Randy Orton, I gotta say, the fact that he did what he did and helped get Matt Riddle more over the way that he did with RK Bro, that right there is to be respected. That right there is to be respected, and that right there is why Randy Orton will go down as one of the greatest of all time, because not only was he great on his own, but he has done whatever he needs to do to give back to those that are in the same locker room as him. And Matt Riddle's one of them. The one thing that I'm going to be pissed off about is the fact that we're not getting a proper ending to the Randy Orton-Matt Riddle storyline. And that sucks because everyone kind of had it in their mind that it was probably happening at WrestleMania and we were going to get Matt Riddle finally getting his victory over Randy Orton and then moving up the ladder. Unfortunately, Matt Riddle's probably just going to have to move up the ladder without Randy Orton. And it quite frankly sucks. It quite frankly sucks because the storyline with Matt Riddle and everything that Matt Riddle and Randy Orton were doing was probably the best thing on WWE TV before Sami Zayn became a full-fledged oos in the bloodline. Now Sami Zayn is the best thing on WWE TV, and Matt Riddle has kind of fallen by the wayside after his feud with Seth Rollins, which sucks. How is it that Seth Rollins is in a better position than Matt Riddle, and Seth Rollins lost the Fight Pit match? Stupid. But I really feel bad for Randy Orton. I really do. Especially considering he cannot wrap up the storyline with Matt Riddle. If anything, that could have easily been Randy Orton's retirement match. And that could have been the match where Randy Orton finally hangs it up. I'd like to hope. I really do like to hope that something good will come out of this and Randy Orton will be back. But retirement looks like a real possibility at this point, and that sucks. If any other news comes out about Randy Orton, I will be sure to notify you ASAP. Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks has been a main topic of discussion across both wrestling companies specifically. We thought that she was going to show up at Survivor Series War Games. She did not. Some people have been saying that she's joining AEW. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I've seen crazier things happen, but we'll talk about that when we get to the Dynamite portion of the LFU. But Meltzer stated on the Wrestling Observer Radio that WWE and Sasha Banks, and I quote, "They're in contracts talks. The last I heard, it was a money situation, and that was a long time ago, so I don't know where it stands right now," end quote. This obviously is in regards to Sasha Banks returning to WWE. It is also worthy of note that on November 10th, Solnado Incorporated aka Mercedes Vernato's company, aka Sasha Banks' company, they filed trademarks for the following names: Mercedes Monet, Monet Talks, Bank Monet, and Statement Maker. Now, I'm not really sure what that means. Some people have said that Sasha Banks could have potentially gone to New Japan to fight Kairi Hojo for the IWGP Women's World Championship. Now, that didn't happen. Some people have even been talking about that Bow Wow and the program with Jade Cargill on AEW TV, which is fucking terrible. Easily the worst thing on AEW TV right now. That could very well be a bridge to get Sasha Banks into AEW and potentially take the TBS championship from Jade Cargill. Now, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all, because Sasha would do wonders for that TBS championship, but I don't think that's where it's headed. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to the segment, but it's worth noted that these were the following trademarks that Sasha trademarked. Now, I'm not sure that if this is just shit that she's using as leverage to get more money out of WWE. All I know is she is worth every fucking penny that she is paid. And if I'm WWE, I'm giving her a blank check. I'm giving her a blank check. Name your fucking price. That's what I'm doing. Now, I'm not sure where Sasha Banks stands as of right now. You can imagine, though, that wherever she does stand, it's going to be kept very, very private, because Sasha Banks, Mercedes Varnado, is a very, very private individual. So it's ultimately none of our business. But I ultimately do believe that she will end back in WWE, and we will inevitably see her probably at the Rumble the earliest, maybe the day after WrestleMania at the latest. Because something tells me that she's not really going to factor into WrestleMania. So I have a feeling that, if anything, the best time to debut her is the day after WrestleMania. And it should be a thunderous pop because of who she is and what she can do. Should be interesting. But I don't know. It's worth noting that it was because of a money situation. Now, I'm not sure how willing Tony Khan is to throw her all this money, even though she's worth it. Tony Khan has got his own fucking problems to worry about. Now, as far as Triple H goes, I honestly believe that Sasha wants to go back to WWE because her gripe was with Vince McMahon. But she is doing what she's doing now to get as much money out of Hunter as possible, because she is preparing for life after wrestling. She wants to gain as much money as possible because there's always a possibility that this acting career that she is going to pursue, it may not work out in her favor. Now, I don't see how it wouldn't work out in her favor, because she's a fucking star no matter how you look at it. But at the end of the day, nothing is for certain in this world. So I can understand if Sasha is trying to get more money to save up just in case her acting career doesn't take off right away or even at all. So I understand that. I don't know. It's definitely worth noting. And once again, just like the Randy Orton scenario, I will keep you up to date on everything. Andrade El Idolo. He's been suspended by AEW quietly because of what happened with Sammy Guevara. Don't know why Sammy hasn't been suspended, but that's another conversation for a different time. But apparently, Andrade's suspension was not the main reason why he has been off of AEW TV. He hasn't wrestled since September 4th, and it has been confirmed on his Instagram page that he suffered a torn pec. Which he recently got surgery for. He posted a group of pictures posted with a caption, and I quote, "My first surgery, I can't believe it happened. Few months ago, I tore my pectoral muscle. Thanks God. I could and wanted to finish my match. I kept working because I love the business, but we know that many people do not value your effort." Probably a shot at Tony Khan there. He continued saying, and I quote, "These days off, I took the opportunity to go to doctor. Hashtag Andrade, hashtag El Idolo." He then followed up with another post saying that he actually tore his pec before the ladder match at All Out, and he actually tore his pec during the six-man tag with the Elite, Roosh, and Dragon Lee, where they did a triple suplex spot. And that is where he initially tore his pectoral muscle. So he continued wrestling with it for a few weeks, going into All Out, finished the All Out ladder match, and then he got suspended because of his backstage fight with Sammy Guevara, and now he took the time to get surgery. So he's pretty much in the same position that Cody's in right now, and he'll be out for a couple months. I don't know what's going to happen with Andrade. All I can hope is that he comes back better than ever. I just hope that Tony Khan finally gets his shit together with Andrade, but after what's been going on with Andrade, I don't know. He said he's afraid. He's not afraid to get fired. But then again, if you're going to do this with Tony Khan, why would Triple H give you a second look, regardless of whether your wife works there or not, because of the way that you acted with Tony Khan? If you acted that way with Tony Khan, who's to say you're not going to act that way with Triple H? So Andrade, he's really not doing himself any favors by doing what he's doing. Yes, does he deserve better booking? Absolutely. But I mean, if you're going to act like that just to get out of a fucking contract, that right there is just absolutely fucking pathetic. I'm sorry. I got some news on the 2023 Royal Rumble match. Now, WrestlingNews.co apparently reported that the 2023 Royal Rumble card has apparently had a new match pitched for the event. A new match concept that is being called a pitch black match. There is no word on what a pitch black match is, but it is believed that it could have something to do with Bray Wyatt, who recently made his return 2 months ago at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Wyatt has been in a program recently with LA Knight, and it is speculated that they might be on a collision course for the Rumble in a pitch black match. End quote. Now, this actually gets me a little worried. This gets me a little worried for specifically one reason. Bray Wyatt is easily one of the greatest entities in the pro wrestling industry of the modern era. Perhaps the most creative wrestling entity of the modern era. I do not have enough praise for Bray Wyatt. My words will do Wyndham Rotunda absolutely no justice. But, the one thing that ruined Bray Wyatt was the fact that WWE always over-accentuated the gimmick matches with Bray Wyatt. They always over-accentuated his gimmick. The only time that they didn't over-accentuate his gimmick was when he was the Eater of Worlds. The Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, was legitimately the perfect fucking gimmick. Probably the best gimmick since The Undertaker. Not even The Undertaker was doing all sorts of crazy, spooky shit in the Ruthless Aggression era. Not even The Undertaker was doing all that hokey hocus pocus bullshit. The Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, was the only character that WWE did not over-accentuate the gimmick on. And the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, will perhaps go down as the greatest character, probably the most underutilized character of the pro wrestling modern era. But the Fiend Bray Wyatt, the puppets, and the fucking no-selling, and the Firefly Funhouse matches, and wrestling in red lights, and the swamp matches, and all that other shit. That shit right there ruined the Fiend character. What is a pitch black match? Is it like a fucking blindfold match? Are they going to wrestle with blindfolds? Are they going to wrestle in the fucking dark? What is a pitch black match? I don't know, but for the safety of Bray Wyatt and for the quality of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, I hope to fucking God that it's a stipulation match where weapons are going to run wild. I just hope that it's a glorified no disqualification match. I just hope that it's a glorified Extreme Rules match. Because if it's not, and it's actually a gimmick fucking match, and it's hokey with all this hocus pocus dark magic bullshit like what Alexa Bliss was doing when Randy Orton was feuding with The Fiend. That shit right there is going to absolutely destroy Bray Wyatt and his character. Bray Wyatt has been handled perfectly. He's not overexposed. He's not giving you too much. Him and LA Knight have had great fucking chemistry. And the match itself, if you give us a match between the two, if you let them go, they can put on a great wrestling match. That is all we want. We don't want gimmicks. Gimmicks and cheesy hocus pocus shit and dark magic and black magic and Avada Kedavra shit, Harry Potter shit. That shit does not work. That shit does not work in 2022 pro wrestling industry. There's nothing wrong with a character. There's nothing wrong with a gimmick. But if you are going to over accentuate it and just make it completely realistic as if it's still the fucking 80s, that's a fucking problem. ISPW is an 80s wrestling indie promotion. Yet they don't have any of that hocus pocus over accentuated cheesy gimmicks. They don't. All the gimmicks are believable. All the gimmicks and the characters are genuine. The heels are not chicken shit, over accentuated. Oh, what's the word that I'm looking for? They're not over accentuated nerds. The heels over there are actually genuine and real. The promos that some of these people cut are real. They're impactful. They have conviction. No character is overexposed or over-accentuated. We have none of these crazy, cheesy, hocus-pocus, dark gimmicks in ISPW. None of that shit. So if they can do that, and they're an 80s-based indie promotion, you can do that with Bray Wyatt here. Just let Bray Wyatt go in there and wrestle. The gimmick with the Eater of Worlds was there, but when Bray Wyatt was in the ring, you saw none of those gimmick matches. Bray Wyatt went in there and wrestled. Look at what happened with The Undertaker at WrestleMania 31. Was that an over-the-top gimmick match? No. Those two went in there, and they had a very solid wrestling match. Just let Bray Wyatt wrestle. Just let him fucking wrestle. You can have Uncle Howdy. You can have the Wyatt Six. You can have the schizophrenic Bray Wyatt character. But when it comes to what happens when that bell rings, just let him fucking wrestle. That's it. I'm genuinely concerned about this pitch black match. I really am. Moving on here, we got a report from PW Insider. They stated that Eric Young could very well be returning to WWE. Now, I'm a fan of Eric Young. I think EY is very good at what he does, but if I'm going to be quite honest with you here, if he's not with Sanity, if you don't bring back Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane and reform them with Nikki Cross, I really don't know what we're doing here. The best option is to reform Sanity. Listen, Eric Young is great, but if you honestly think he's going anywhere on the main roster as a solo act, I don't know what you're thinking. He can be a leader in Sanity. He could be a solid U.S. champion in Sanity. He could be a solid Intercontinental champion in Sanity. But if we're talking about him as a solo act, he's not going anywhere as a solo act. He did not have that wow factor in NXT in order for us to think of him as, wow, this guy's going to be a great solo act. His bread and butter was with Sanity. Eric Young and Sanity was a gimmick and a faction that never got the proper opportunity to succeed on the main roster. How many matches did they have on the main roster within a year? 11? Barely? Sanity needs to be reformed if Eric Young is coming back. Bring back Killian Dane, bring back Alexander Wolf, bring in Nikki Cross, and have them just run rubber. Sanity and the Judgment Day will be a great fucking feud. If anything, that's what the Judgment Day can do going into WrestleMania. Judgment Day and Sanity. That would be perfect. Moving on here to a report from Fightful. they gave us an update on the WWE draft. Now, Fightful has reported that the WWE draft has been postponed and is more likely to happen after WrestleMania next year. Now, if we're going to talk about the WWE draft, I'll be the first one to tell you that the draft needs to go away because the roster is just too thin. It is not cut out for it. But if we're going to have the draft after WrestleMania, that is a great move. Why? Because WrestleMania serves as the culmination of a year's worth of WWE storylines. WrestleMania serves as the season finale of WWE programming across the full year. And then immediately afterwards, we begin anew. We begin the start of something fresh, a fresh season, a fresh start going forward. So if the draft is going to happen after WrestleMania, that is a brilliant decision because this gives all WWE programming and stories, this gives it a hard reset. And that is the perfect way to go about post-WrestleMania season. So I got no problem with the draft happening after WrestleMania. Tiffany Stratton, she hasn't been seen in about 3 months. Dave Meltzer of Wrestling Observer Newsletter, he provided an update on where Tiffany Stratton is. Now, Tiffany Stratton has actually been one of the better acts on the NXT 2.0 roster. She's actually been very, very good. She didn't start out all that good, but Tiffany Stratton, over the course of week after week, month after month, she got a lot better in the ring. Well, how old is she? 23? She's like my age. I think I may be older than her. I think I may be older than Tiffany Stratton by like a month or two, yet she is this good at her age. I mean, if Tiffany Stratton is 23 and, look, if she's not dating anyone, yo, Tiff, hit up good old DJ Stormzy. I'll show you a good time. Anyway, Tiffany Stratton has been very good in NXT. Probably one of the best acts on the entire NXT 2.0 roster and probably the best recruit out of the NXT women's crop of talent. It is her, Nikita Lyons, and Roxanne Perez. Reportedly, Dave Meltzer is saying that she actually suffered a head injury in her Lights Out match with Wendy Chu. Suffered a head injury during the Lights Out match with Wendy Chu, and she has been out of action since. Now, that sucks. She actually took some pretty nasty bumps in that match. I'm not sure where she got the head injury, but if I'm going to make an assumption, it may have been on the spot where she got slammed on a bunch of Legos, and some Legos may have gone to her head, or when Wendy Chu put her through the child's bed and the bed completely broke, maybe she hit her head on a piece of the wood of the bed. Now that seems like the more likely answer. The only thing I can hope for is I hope that Tiffany Stratton gets better quickly, because whoever takes that title off of Mandy Rose is going to be a mega babyface. And then whoever is the champion after Mandy and holds the title for a decent amount of time as the top babyface over there, Tiffany Stratton's going to be right there to take the championship off of said individual. Tiffany Stratton is a picture-perfect, mean girl champion. And I actually cannot wait to see Tiffany Stratton back because I actually thoroughly enjoy watching her on TV. One guy that is actually cleared to come back is Scorpio Sky. According to Fightful, Scorpio Sky has actually been cleared to wrestle and is ready to make his in-ring return. And right now, all it is a waiting game, as there are no plans for him right this second. Now, what do you do with Scorpio Sky? Scorpio Sky's been cleared to wrestle. What do you do with them? I actually loved the Men of the Year gimmick. I don't know why they broke up Men of the Year. They could have done so much more with Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. That tag team, honest to God, they should have been at least in line to be a potential contender for the tag team titles. I don't know why they weren't. I really don't. What do you do with them? What exactly do you do with them? The best option, if you're asking me, Frankie Kazarian is still around. Frankie Kazarian is still wrestling quite frequently. Frankie Kazarian is in decent shape. Put him with Frankie Kazarian. Have him be in a tag team with Frankie Kazarian again. Reform SCU. Reform SCU, add to the tag team division, and put them on the Ring of Honor brand. Put them on the Ring of Honor brand. They were in Ring of Honor before they came to AEW. Put them back on the Ring of Honor brand and have them work teams like FTR, have them work teams like the Briscoes, have them work teams like the Kingdom, have them work teams in Ring of Honor. That'd be just fine. The tag team division in Ring of Honor, it's going to need some form of substance. SCU is a valuable name tag team that adds a lot. So I would absolutely put Scorpio Sky back with Frankie Kazarian and have them reform SCU on the Ring of Honor brand. And I hope to God that Ring of Honor gets their TV deal soon. AEW is not bad. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's never been bad, but I mean, Tony Khan, he's just doing too much at once. He needs to delegate shit to certain people. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but he needs to delegate shit to certain people, and he needs to separate Ring of Honor and AEW. It gets a little too cluttered on Wednesdays and Fridays. Speaking of a clutter, Ronda Rousey's second run has been an absolute clusterfuck of bullshit. Ronda Rousey's second run has absolutely sucked. Seriously. You know Jurassic Park? Jurassic Park, when they're searching through Jurassic Park and they find mounds of, mounds of Triceratops shit. That's Ronda Rousey. That's Ronda Rousey and her second run right now. A huge mountain of Triceratops shit. That's Ronda Rousey. And apparently, according to WrestlingNews.co, they are being told that Raquel Rodriguez is going to be set to challenge Ronda for the SmackDown Women's title at the Royal Rumble next year. Now, this is said to have been set up with Ronda, and I quote, breaking Raquel's arm, and the plan is for Ronda to walk into WrestleMania as champion. I'm telling you, listen, I love Triple H, but the more things change, the more they fucking stay the same. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Why is Ronda Rousey being planned to walk into WrestleMania as champion? Why is Ronda Rousey being planned to walk into WrestleMania at all? Why? Ronda Rousey, I'm not sure if anyone realizes this in WWE, Ronda Rousey sucks. Ronda Rousey is terrible. Ronda Rousey is undoubtedly the worst act she may even be worse than Omos. I can't even believe that I'm saying that. She may even be worse than Omos. At least Omos doesn't embarrass himself. Ronda Rousey's an absolute fucking embarrassment to that division, to that championship, and herself. Why is Ronda Rousey being planned to walk into WrestleMania as champion? I don't know if you guys realize this, but if she's walking into WrestleMania as champion, that means Becky's going to have to fight her. I don't know if you guys realize this, but Becky and Ronda is 4 years too late. That's number one. Number two, I don't know if anyone realizes this, or maybe no one fucking realizes because they're all a bunch of fucking retards. Ronda and Becky does not need the title. Why isn't Shayna Baszler being positioned to take that title off of Ronda Rousey? Shayna Baszler is everything that Ronda Rousey wishes she could be. Why is Baszler not in a position to take that title off of Ronda Rousey? Shayna Baszler has worked her fucking ass off. She's never fucking complained. She's done everything that Vince McMahon told her to do. And she even lost and put over Liv Morgan at Clash at the Castle. Why is Shayna Baszler not positioned to beat Ronda Rousey at the Royal Rumble? We need Shayna to beat Ronda at the Rumble, and Ronda can go and fight Becky at WrestleMania without the title. The match doesn't need the championship. It's only going to make WrestleMania worse. It's only going to make the title look worse. And it's going to make Becky Lynch look worse. Because Becky, so far, has been fairly okay since she's come back. Now, she's only been back a week or two. But regardless of that, so far, I have not been bothered by Becky. Baszler is the right woman to fight Ronda. Not Raquel, not Becky, no one but Shayna. Get the title on Shayna and have her go on an absolute fucking tear across 2023. Raquel Rodriguez. Really? We've seen that match before. Raquel looked decent, but the match wasn't anything special. And Raquel, if you're asking me, Raquel, she's not in any position to win the championship. She needs to develop herself. She actually needs to improve. She actually needs to work on developing a solid foundation for herself, a solid character, some solid matches. She needs to be built up. The SmackDown Women's Division needs a complete fucking overhaul. Thank God Tegan Nox is back. That women's division needs more than just Tegan Nox, but thank God that she's back. William Regal. I've heard so many conflicting reports on William Regal. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Dave Meltzer reported that William Regal had only signed a one-year deal for AEW. And since it is coming up, according to him, the rumor is that he could be going back to WWE. He actually issued a correction based on what Regal said, and it was stated that Regal had actually signed for 3 years instead of 1 year in AEW. PW Insider then stated, and I quote, "All signs are that William Regal, 54, will be World Wrestling Entertainment bound shortly, and I quote, there have been rumblings within WWE as of late about Regal returning in a backstage role." Sean Ross Sapp even chimed in, stating that he heard that William Regal's deal actually expires this month. There was even an out clause put into William Regal's contract stating that if Triple H returned to power, he could very well opt out. Which I don't know why Tony Khan would even fucking agree to that. I want everyone to understand something here. This would be a disastrous move for Tony Khan if he was to let William Regal go. Triple H does not need William Regal. He already has a solid team to help him put together shows and seek out talent. Tony Khan needs William Regal. And I stated this before. Tony Khan needs to start delegating responsibilities and duties of the company to other individuals because he's putting too much weight on his shoulders. You know what I'm doing? I am abso-fucking-lutely, when the William Regal contract is up, whenever it may be, whether it be this month, whether it be next year, whether it be in 3 years, I am giving that man a blank check and I am making that man the head creative of Ring of Honor when it gets the TV deal. Now, yes, I understand that William Regal and WWE will only make WWE better, but William Regal with AEW, this is going to help Tony Khan in the long run. This is going to help Tony Khan in the long run, and it is going to help Tony Khan develop the creative team, the developmental team. The one reason why I can see William Regal potentially going back to WWE, and Lisa actually just took the words right out of my mouth right here, is because his son, Charlie Dempsey, is in WWE. Maybe William Regal wants to be with his son. Or maybe Triple H is just that persuasive of an individual. Maybe Triple H has just built such a solid team for himself that those people are just loyal to him right down to the core. It's a very, very, very shaky scenario. I truthfully don't know what's going on. Now, it's leaning more towards the fact that Triple H could very well have persuaded William Regal. You have to imagine that when William Regal got signed to AEW, he wasn't expecting Vince McMahon to retire at all. He thought that Vince was going to die in the CEO chair. No one could have predicted Vince McMahon to retire. Even with these allegations, I didn't think that Vince McMahon was going to retire. I didn't. But as soon as that happened, you can imagine that as soon as Triple H took over, as soon as he took over, you can fucking imagine that William Regal was one of the first people that Triple H called. I don't know what's going to happen with William Regal and AEW, but I'd like to really, really, really hope that Tony Khan is going to do whatever he can to keep William Regal. because William Regal's value, it's not going to be on TV. William Regal's value is in a backstage role. William Regal needs to be the head creative over at Ring of Honor because he's the guy that's going to scout talent. He's the guy that's going to help Tony Khan develop the future. William Regal was the same guy that recruited the likes of Trent Seven, Tyler Bate, and Pete Dunne to WWE. Gunther as well. How do you think Triple H got Gunther? It was with William Regal. William Regal got him Gunther. And now look at where Gunther is. Gunther is one of the best acts on SmackDown. I don't know what's going to happen, but if he was to go back to WWE, I would not be surprised. And if anything, that'll probably be the biggest blow to AEW that WWE could make. It's not MJF. It's not The Elite. It's not Punk. It's not Wardlow. It's William Regal. Tony Khan has shown everyone that he doesn't need Kenny Omega, doesn't need the Bucks, he doesn't need Cody, he doesn't need Punk, he doesn't need MJF. He needs William Regal. He needs him. So if I'm Tony Khan, I hope to God that Tony Khan does the right thing and does everything that William Regal wants, no matter how persuasive Triple H may be. And to be quite honest with you, I fucking hate the fact that shit has gotten worse between WWE and AEW, especially, and listen, Triple H is to blame. Triple H is to blame. Triple H treated Tony Khan like shit. Contract tampering, putting NXT events on the same day as AEW pay-per-views. Stupid. It's fucking stupid. It's petty. It's honestly petty. And you know what? I actually feel bad for Tony Khan. I love Triple H just as much as the next guy, but I mean, that's not the right way to go about shit. It's not. I honestly really wish that shit was different and both of these companies would work together to collectively put on the best possible overall shows. I fucking hate this petty war. I'm sick and tired of this war. At least the war back then, during the Attitude Era, at least that was met with good television. Not with petty contract tampering and shit. I just want good television. I just want good professional wrestling television all around the industry. But that doesn't look like it's going to happen, and it doesn't look like we're getting anything WWE and AEW related at all, which sucks. Too many fucking egos. People need to check themselves. But that's what's going on with William Regal. That's what's going on with William Regal. Once again, I will keep you guys updated on everything. And I hope you guys enjoyed the little news, rumors, and reports section. We got plenty more to talk about. Including the weekly show reviews. But before we get into the weekly show reviews, once again, thank you all. You guys have been fantastic from the start. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, Peanuts, the final hoss. Thank you, Mitch, as well as Philly Talk Sports Podcast for helping me with the technical difficulties early on. Lisa, I hope that you had a great time at SmackDown last night. And I hope you're having a great time now because everyone has a great time with DJ Storms. Same thing to Raging Girl Gamer. Rage is great. And I was very happy to have her on the rundown for Survivor Series a couple weeks back. Rage is fantastic. Haven't already done so, people. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out all those links in the description. If you haven't already done so, we got plenty more to go over. And we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to jump right into Monday Night Raw. And it looks like Triple H has started the process of getting Monday Night Raw back on the right track. We actually got a very good show. We got a lot of storyline progression on Raw. We got a lot of great wrestling as well. Shout out to Earl Cole, who is also in the channel. We got some pretty decent material on Monday Night Raw, and we are going to dive into it. We got Becky Lynch kicking off the show. She said, "Man, it feels so good to be back," and say, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw." So Becky was happy that she was back. Becky then went into the crowd to soak in everything. The crowd was chanting for Becky. She actually got a fan that was named Bobby to have his name chanted. Obviously a plant. She said she's ready to take care of business. I've seen new faces come in and old faces come back, and I am ready to slap the heads off of all of them. So Bayley then came out. The crowd booed heavily. She called the crowd idiot peasants. Listen, Bayley, she hasn't really been on my good side as of lately because of her fucking comments on, abortion, because she actually thinks abortion is healthcare. What a fucking dumb cunt she is. But, Bayley, she actually gained a little bit more of my favoritism with that comment. The crowd is a bunch of idiot peasants. WWE fans suck. WWE fans are the worst fans in the industry. I'm talking about the diehard WWE fans, the fans that pour all their money to go to all these shows and they do nothing. They don't know good wrestling if it slapped them in the face. WWE fans suck. WWE fans are terrible. I honestly hate diehard WWE fans. I hate the people that go to those shows. I hate them because they don't know shit. They're a bunch of fucking retards. So Bayley gained a little bit more of my favoritism with that comment right there. The crowd is a bunch of idiot peasants. You're correct, Bayley. She told Becky to shut up. Bayley reminded Becky of the last performances that she's been thrown in. Ladder match, last woman standing match, and War Games. Yet you all have no appreciation for your role model. So she said that Bobby sucks. Becky then called Bayley a loser, which she is. Bayley's a loser. I love Bayley, but she's a fucking loser. She's lost every big match that she's been in since she's come back. So she then said, let's just fight right now. Becky went down to the ring before Dakota Kai and Io Sky came out from the crowd. We got a big brawl into the stands. They brawled into the concessions area. Becky was hitting them with props and Money in the Bank lunch boxes. Security then came in to break it up. So what I got from this is Becky and Bayley seems to be the feud going forward, which I have absolutely no problem with. I think that'll be a great feud. I think that's going to be a fantastic match. Well, Bayley versus any of those three. Becky versus Kai, Becky versus Io Sky, Becky versus Bayley. Those are going to be some great wrestling matches. I got no complaints there. The problem that I have is the fact that Bayley will once again walk out of this program, which is a big-time fucking program. She's going to walk out of this program a loser. I don't know what's going on with Damage Control. I don't know why Triple H has decided to book Damage Control like this, but if you're asking me, Dakota Kai and Io Sky need to go on their own. The women's tag team titles need to be burnt in a furnace, and Bayley needs to go back to being a babyface. We need Bayley back as a babyface, and we need Sasha to come back as a heel, and we need them to go at each other. Babyface Bayley and heel Sasha. Heel Bayley just doesn't work anymore. It was great while it lasted, but I think it's run its course. That's the only negative about this program, is the fact that Bayley will once again be a loser. The match will be great, the feud will be quality, but ultimately Bayley is going to end up with an L in the column. Mia Yim and Rhea Ripley. Oh, by the way, once again, I was made to look like a genius. I was complaining. I think I've already said this, but I don't give a shit. I'm going to say it again. People got on my case for calling out WWE for renaming Mia Yim Michin. And people were saying, oh, well, it was her idea. I don't give a fuck if it was her idea or not. I don't give a shit if it was her idea. I don't give a shit if it was Triple H's idea, if it was Bruce Pritchard's idea, if it was your idea, if it was Santa Claus's idea. I don't give a shit if the Virgin Mary came down from heaven and said that her name is Michin. The name sucks. The name sucks donkey balls. It absolutely sucks rhinoceros cock. I don't give a shit if it's Korean for crazy or not. Why did she need a name change? And then what did WWE do? 24 hours after that, they said, oh, no, it's just a nickname. Her name is still Mia Yim, but her nickname is Michin. So once again, I look like Albert Einstein because, well, let's be real, ain't no one fucking smarter than me. No one fucking smarter than me. I'm here and everyone else follows. This is why I am the alpha male of the IWC. So, Michin, still fucking retarded to even say that. Mia Yim took on Rhea Ripley. We were actually getting a pretty decent match here. Rhea Ripley took over with a stiff lariat. She tried to wear down Mia Yim. Nice vertical suplex. Yim came back with a tornado DDT for a 2. Yim reversed a riptide into a DDT. Rhea Ripley landed right on top of her head. Dominic got into the ring. Rhea tried to take over. AJ Styles came out, attacked Dominic, knocked him right into Rhea, caused the DQ. The Judgment Day and the OC then came out, and the OC stood tall. Styles took the mic and said he thought this was over, but he was wrong. But tonight it will end. The 4 of you versus the 4 of us. Get me a ref. And we got a big brawl going on at ringside, and we got the OC versus the Judgment Day in an 8-person tag team match. And Raw was actually commercial-free. The first hour of Raw was commercial-free, which I had no problem with. I thought that was a great move by Triple H. Now, I don't know why this match wasn't put on Survivor Series, but I mean, if it's going to make Monday Night Raw a better show, I got no issue with it. I got no issue with it at all. So Priest lit up Luke Gallows. Gallows came back with some kicks. Gallows was isolated before Carl Anderson came in, hit a big spine buster on Priest, a running senton on Finn Balor. Priest took him down. Anderson was isolated. Anderson finally got the hot tag to Styles. Styles lit up Balor. Gallows tackled Priest onto the announce table. Styles then with a moonsault DDT on Balor, but Rhea saved it. Styles was then rolled up by Balor for a 2. Balor hit a sling blade on AJ Styles. Rhea and Mia tagged in. Yim then lit up Ripley, hit a flapjack and a running kick. Big boot and a cannonball in the corner. Suicide dive by Mia Yim on Rhea Ripley. Anderson and Gallows with a magic killer attempt, but Dominic stopped it. Priest with a beautiful South of Heaven chokeslam on Luke Gallows. Styles hit the phenomenal forearm on Priest. Balor then took out Styles. Yim body slammed Balor like it was nothing, and then Rhea Ripley hit the riptide on Mia Yim, and she wins it. So the Judgment Day get a victory and get their revenge after what happened with AJ Styles and Finn Balor at Survivor Series and that excellent match that they put on. So I'm not sure what's going to happen going forward, but I'm assuming we'll probably get some sort of stipulation match with all this chaos going on with the OC and the Judgment Day. I'm assuming we're probably going to get a stipulation match, maybe a no DQ match, maybe an Extreme Rules match, something to just enhance the feud a little bit. I don't expect it to be now. But I probably expect that probably of the holiday week of Raw, perhaps. We'll have to wait and see. Moving on here, the Bloodline minus Roman Reigns. The Bloodline came out to celebrate their victory at Survivor Series. Jey Uso said, "The Bloodline is in your city now." So they were all hyped up with their victory. Jimmy then said that there was no cracks in the Bloodline. I'm not sure if there's no cracks in the Bloodline, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Sami then talked to Jey about their history and how he didn't trust them at first and that he didn't like them at all. But he said, the way that you embraced me at the end of that War Games match and how he just started tearing up. He started getting choked up. He almost looked like he was about to cry. He goes, the way that you embraced me at the end of that match, that was Usi, he said. So Jey obviously had to crack a smile because Sami can literally make anyone smile. He goes, any Bloodline business from here on out, we are on the same page. Sami put his hand out. Jey slapped his hand away and brought Sami Zayn in for a hug. The crowd cheered. Him and Sami brought Jimmy in. They did a 3-way hug. Then Solo, so this was great. Solo was just standing there like with the stern face. And they look over to Solo, and Jay's like, come on, Solo. Come on, dog. So he wanted Solo to come in. And Solo was contemplating it. But then all of a sudden, Kevin Owens came out. And Kevin Owens was then interrupted by Sami, and Sami told Owens that he shouldn't do anything stupid. Owens said he's not here to fight. He actually is here to do the opposite. Owens says he gets and he understands that he turned on Sami so many times, so he understood why Sami did what he did to him at War Games. But he's not mad at him, and he's thought about their careers always being linked. But after Saturday, I don't want to fight or team with you. I don't want anything to do with you. Sami said the feeling is mutual, and he's okay with never being in the same room with him, because I have family now. Owens then said, I'm actually genuinely happy for you. I'm genuinely happy for you because now everyone gets to see just how great you really are. But Sami, remember this. No matter how many times you hang out with them, no matter how many times they call you family, you will never be their real blood. Jay then stepped in and he said he got mad. Owens is mad because he ain't got no damn family. So you got a problem with Sami, you got a problem with me. Owens then said, I'm done with Sami, but I'm not done with Jey Uso. I'll kick your ass any day of the week. And Jey accepted. So we got the main event. It is Kevin Owens and Jey Uso later on in the show. I've said it once, I'll say it again. This storyline with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and whatever's going on with the bloodline, not only is this the best storyline in all of pro wrestling right now, minus MJF, but this right here, this is the best main roster storyline since The Miz and Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. I remember that feud in the fall of 2016 on SmackDown. That feud was great. That feud was phenomenal. Some of the best shit that WWE did towards the end of 2016. I'm telling you right now, with how good Owens has been and Sami has been and the Bloodline has been all in their roles, when the Bloodline inevitably turn on Sami Zayn, Sami is going to be the biggest babyface on the planet. And reportedly, Sami and Roman is happening at the Elimination Chamber in Montreal. I'm telling you this. When Owens and Zayn reunite, because I know that they're going to reunite and fight the Usos, it will be one of the biggest pops since the Yes Movement. It is going to be perhaps the biggest ovation since when Daniel Bryan turned on the Wyatt family and he destroyed Bray Wyatt inside the steel cage. And you heard, the camera panned out and Daniel Bryan was doing the yes chant, and you saw everyone in the arena was doing the yes chant with him in perfect unison, and you could hear a pin drop in between. It was absolutely brilliant. That right there is one of the most chilling moments of wrestling's modern era. And I'm telling you right now, when Sami and Owens reunite, it is going to actually make grown men cry. It is going to touch our hearts as professional wrestling fans. It's going to be great. I'll tell you what else was great. The fact that the Street Profits are back. Street Profits are back, and they are not breaking up. They're in the tag team division. They fought the Alpha Academy, and this was a fun little match right here. We've seen it time after time after time. Trust me on that. We've seen it time after time, but you cannot deny that when the Street Profits and the Alpha Academy have a match, they always deliver. This was no different. So the Street Profits hit double tope con heroes on the Alpha Academy. Alpha Academy then took over. Gable with a Northern Lights suplex for a 2. DDT by Ford. Tag to Dawkins. Dawkins got himself into pretty decent shape. Really. So props to Dawkins. So Dawkins with a leaping back elbow, spinning stinger splash, and the silencer, 4-2. We had a rolling German suplex by Gable on Ford. Montez Ford may be thin, but Montez Ford is deceptively strong. Montez Ford body slammed Otis perfectly. He body slammed Otis perfectly. Then Montez hit the sky high and the cash out, the double team spine buster frog splash, and Ford wins it for his team. Fun little match. And the Street Profits are back. I'm liking the Street Profits back. Matter of fact, give me the Street Profits versus the Judgment Day. Give me Street Profits versus the Brawling Brutes. Give me the Street Profits versus the Club, the OC. Loving that the tag team division is back. It's back. It's flourishing. WWE, they got a nice, solid main roster tag team division. They really do. Austin Theory. He's taking everyone A-Town down. So Theory came out to address the crowd as the new United States champion. Theory said that the crowd wanted to hold him down and how that kid was stupid. Well, who looks stupid now, said Austin Theory. I beat Seth Rollins and Lashley at the same time, and that makes me a 2-time United States champion. I am the now and forever of WWE, the face of Monday Night Raw. Everyone wants to be Austin Theory. I am the unescapable. The Austin Theory era begins now. All of a sudden, Seth Rollins came out wearing a black see-through suit. Looked like he was a discount OnlyFans model. Not really sure why Seth Rollins chose that to be his attire, but here we are. So Rollins said, "Shut your mouth and let them sing." So the crowd was singing Seth Rollins' theme song. I love the fact that Rollins just embraces that shit, lets the crowd sing his theme song. I love that shit. So the crowd sung his theme song. Theory said, "What happens when someone makes the so-called undisputed future look like the past?" I like that line. I like that line a lot by Theory. So Rollins congratulated Theory and then called him a kid. Rollins dared Theory to hit him. Theory said, "You know what? I'll fight you, but it's on the champ's time, and I'm not your damn kid." Theory then walked away, and Rollins laughed away. Theory looks better now than he did 6 months ago. Really. Theory looks better now than he did 6 months ago. I am very, very pleased with what Triple H has done with Austin Theory. Now, I could have done without the failed Money in the Bank cash-in, which was fucking terrible. But the fact that Theory is in this position now, this is a great, great position for Theory all around. And with Seth Rollins there helping him, it's only going to make Austin Theory better in the end. It's only going to make Austin Theory better in the end. Doesn't matter what you think of Austin Theory. At the end of the day, Austin Theory is the future. Austin Theory is the now. Austin Theory is going to be doing great work as the United States champion. The guy's a phenomenal professional wrestler. The guy has it. And you're going to have to get used to that. You're going to be seeing a lot of Austin Theory. Theory is in a great position right now, and I'm very, very, very pleased to see where he is as opposed to where he was 6 months ago. So that was an excellent promo. I'm assuming we'll be getting this United States Championship match in the coming weeks. The Miz and Dexter Lumis. This is an anything goes match, and if Lumis wins, he gets a contract. So this was This was okay. This wasn't bad. I mean, for Miz standards, it wasn't terrible. For Miz standards, it wasn't terrible. The Miz has actually been in a decent role, but I mean, this storyline has dragged out far too long. I'm just happy that it's over. I'm just happy it's over. So this was an anything goes match. Adam Pearce demanded that the Miz compete. Miz was trying to fake a broken hand. So Lumis went right on the attack. Miz tried to regain control. Miz got taken down by a Thez press by Dexter Lumis. Lumis threw Miz onto the barricade. They brawled onto the announce table. Miz then was sent into the timekeeper's area. Coming back from commercial, Lumis hit a very nice spine buster on the Miz. They then brawled into the crowd. Miz was then set up on a table. Miz was then set up on a table, and Dexter Lumis dove off of the barricade stand, or what looked to be a mezzanine area, dove off the area right through Miz through the table. Back in the ring, Loomis was sent into an exposed turnbuckle. Miz rolled him up for a close 2 count. So Loomis was able to get out of that. Loomis then, he got Miz trapped in what he calls the silence, which is like a head and arm triangle choke, and Miz tapped out. Loomis went over to Adam Pearce, signed the contract. He took the money that Miz owed him, and he gave a few bucks to a couple kids in the crowd. The Miz tried to attack Dexter Loomis and steal the money back before Johnny Gargano then came out, super kicked Miz, took his money, and they gave it back to the kids. So that was pretty much it. Loomis gets a contract, and hopefully this storyline is officially over. It was fine while it lasted, but it really overstayed its welcome in the end. I'm not sure where Loomis and Gargano go from here, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure where Loomis really fits in. Thank God this program with The Miz is over. I don't know where The Miz goes either. Candice LeRae and Dakota Kai. These two put on a pretty decent little match right here. And it really goes to show you that the Monday Night Raw women's division is really coming into a nice form. I'm liking what they're doing with Monday Night Raw and the Monday Night Raw women's division. Candice LeRae attacked Dakota Kai on her way to the ring. So Dakota Kai wore down Candice. Candice then with a rolling bridging pin for a 2. Both women were now on the apron. LeRae hit a running flatliner to Dakota Kai on the apron, which looked sloppy. She then hit a missile dropkick from the top for a 2. Enziguri by Kai. Coming back from commercial, Candice mounted a comeback. LeRae with a teardrop suplex. I haven't seen one of those in a long, long time. Teardrop suplex for a 2. Super kick by Kai for a 2. Running boot by Kai. Single leg dropkick by Candice. Lion Salt missed. They traded strikes back and forth. Dakota Kai hit the go-to kick. Candice LeRae kicked out. Both women were then on the middle rope, and Candice LeRae hit a swinging neck breaker from the middle rope, and she got the win 1, 2, 3. And Candice LeRae, she returns in solid fashion with a pretty decent match over Dakota Kai. Now, the positive, the Monday Night Raw women's division is great. Candice LeRae is also great. The negative, if I didn't get it through to you the first time, Damage Control is dead. They're dead. Absolutely dead. Loss after loss after loss after loss. When is enough enough? I don't know what the point of Damage Control is right now. They're in control of nothing. They're in control of absolutely nothing. Main event. Main event, Jey Uso. Main event, Jey Uso. Back to his usual ways. Main event, Jey Uso. He took on Kevin Owens. This was a grudge match in the main event, and this turned out to be a great wrestling match. Great match all around. Jey Uso was in control early on. He got the knees up on the Swanton Bomb, tried to wear down Kevin Owens. Owens then came back with a cannonball. Jey was then in control. He whipped Owens into the corner for a 2. Jey with a back suplex neck breaker. He went back up top with Owens. Owens with an avalanche fisherman buster and a big frog splash to follow up. That got a 2 count. We had a super kick by Jey. Both men are down. Another one on the money. Owens kicked out. Another super kick. Owens stayed alive. Super kick by Owens. Super kick by Jey again. It was like they took a page out of a fucking Young Bucks match. Super kick, super kick, super kick. Owens kicked out. Solo then tried to trip up Owens behind the referee's back. Uso went up for the splash. He missed. Owens with the stunner on the money. 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens gets the win. And Kevin Owens is in a position where he's winning matches. He is looking strong. And it looks like Owens and Zayn could be reuniting sooner than we think. And that was the end to Raw, which turned out to be a very good show. Couple things here and there that didn't make sense. Couple things here and there that were terrible, but we got a very good show in the end. So I can't complain. Hope you guys are having a good time. We got a little more material to go over. We're going to go over Dynamite next. We will go over Dynamite and we will dive in depth on everything that took place on Dynamite. That is for sure. So, with Dynamite, we actually got a very good show. We had a very good show with AEW Dynamite. We got some solid material. Not all good, but we got a pretty decent show from top to bottom. So, we started off the show with Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley kicked off the show. He talked about wrestling in Indianapolis and how he's had a crazy ride. There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and Jon Moxley. I am at the top of the food chain. This AEW ring belongs to me, and there isn't a man who has the balls to tell me any different. All of a sudden, Adam Page comes out. Yes, Adam Hangman Page, the man that Jon Moxley took out a couple weeks back. Moxley and Page got eye to eye. Moxley then said, "You sure you want to do this after what happened last time? Do you even remember what happened last time?" So Page obviously was pissed off. He punched Moxley. We get a big brawl, and the officials were trying to separate them. This was good, simple, and effective. And you know what? Above all else, it makes sense. Page wants revenge for what Moxley did to him. Moxley deprived Adam Page of winning the World Championship and going into Full Gear, the same pay-per-view that he won the world title with. He deprived Adam Page of going into Full Gear as the world champion to fight MJF. So Page wants revenge. Simple. Simple, short, sweet, to the point. And I cannot wait, because before Moxley knocked out Page legitimately, that match was turning into a great fucking match. I'll tell you what else was a great fucking match. Bryan Danielson and Dax Harwood. That was a great match. Dax and Bryan traded counters back and forth, strikes back and forth. We had a nice tope suicida by Bryan, sending Dax over the barricade. Coming back from commercial, Dax with a stiff pile driver. He missed the diving headbutt. Bryan with a diving knee off the apron. Bryan then reversed, or he was going for a back superplex, was Bryan, and Dax reversed it into a crossbody, but Bryan reversed it into a cover. Dax kicked out. Dax then with some short arm lariats. Bryan didn't go down. Both men with lariats, they didn't go down. They then dropped to a knee, double clothesline. Both of them fell to the ground. Roundhouse kick by Bryan. Dax kicked out. Busaiku knee reversed into a beautiful slingshot powerbomb. Bryan kicked out. Dax then locked in the sharpshooter. Bryan got out of it. Cradle for cradle. Back and forth we go. Danielson then locked in the label lock. And Bryan got Dax to tap out. Excellent match. Dax Harwood. Listen, if you were to say that Dax Harwood was the wrestler of the year, I would not look at you in a weird way. It is unbelievable. I didn't even know that Dax Harwood had this in him. Dax Harwood has had a career year. Unbelievable. So we come back from commercial after that match, and we got the camera crew going backstage, and Moxley and Adam Page were still brawling in the back. So they're trying to build the tension between them after what happened back on October 18th. I like what they're doing there. We had a very nice sit-down interview with the JAS and the BCC. Claudio was asked about the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. The JAS then mocked the BCC for falling apart. Jake Hager, this was actually my favorite part of the entire thing. Jake Hager pulled out a second purple bucket hat. Because he likes the hat. He likes the hat, but don't fuck with Jake Hager's hat. He gave it to Claudio and he said, "You're going to be a great sports entertainer." I thought that was great. So the JAS mocked the BCC for falling apart, and Yuta, he says, "The only reason why you're not dead to me, Garcia, is because you still have that pure championship, and I want it at Final Battle." So we got Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta Part 3. And if the first two matches served anything, it goes to show you how good those two work together. The first two matches were excellent. I actually go so far as to say their second match was actually better than the first match. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing what Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta do. This is going to be great. AR Fox. AR Fox versus Samoa Joe. This is for the TNT Championship. Now, I was not familiar with AR Fox, but I got to say, the last couple of performances, he's very much impressed me. I don't think he's going to be a major player, but the guy can fucking wrestle. He can really fucking wrestle. This was a very good performance for AR Fox. Samoa Joe was obviously going to win, but AR Fox looked pretty decent. So Fox came in with an enziguri. He rolled through on a Tope Con Hero and hit a punt kick on Samoa Joe. Joe then with a running senton on Fox in the ring. Coming back from commercial, Joe with a sidewalk slam for a 2. Fox then with a leaping tornado DDT to Joe. Stiff kicks and a short cutter, and then a beautiful 450 by AR Fox. Joe kicked out. Fox then missed a diving senton. Joe just casually walked off because he's Samoa Joe. Joe then hit a back elbow, knocking AR Fox out to the mat, just completely discombobulated him. Joe then hit a very nice looking muscle buster, pinned AR Fox 1, 2, 3, and Samoa Joe gets the win over AR Fox. Joe then took the mic and he welcomed everyone to a glorious new era as he is the undisputed king of television. I like that. But listen, I don't think Samoa Joe shouldn't have beaten Wardlow, and he shouldn't have won the TNT title, but I like that line. The undisputed king of television. I like that shit. So Samoa Joe then was face-to-face with Wardlow. Wardlow came up on the TV screen, and he said that he's coming for what is his because this is Wardlow's world. The crowd then chanted for Wardlow as Samoa Joe looked around confused. So Samoa Joe, he's fighting Juice Robinson at Ring of Honor Final Battle for the World Television Championship. I don't know why the fuck that match is taking place. Now, the match should be great, but if you're asking me, it should have been Wardlow, and Wardlow should have taken the World Television Championship off of Samoa Joe, if I'm going to be real. But we're getting Juice Robinson and Samoa Joe at Final Battle. Should be fine. Should be fine. William Regal came down to the ring. He introduced MJF. MJF came out like he usually does. He hugged Regal. MJF says, the people aren't bright, but when I have the mic. You people aren't bright, but when I have the microphone, keep your hillbilly mouths shut. The crowd chanted, shut the fuck up. He explained how Regal sent him an email after the Firm's attack and how he has grown weak. He can become the greatest villain of our time, but this time you mustn't grab the dynamite diamond ring. You must grab the brass one. This time, you must use the brass knuckles. So him and Regal said they met behind closed doors. Regal told him to use the brass knuckles and never forget the day that Moxley was outsmarted by MJF. He said he kind of respects the Firm. Do I seem like the guy to chase everyone down? That requires effort. And effort is for poors like all of you. He then talked about the title and how it needed an upgrade and how this version of the belt represents the past holders that aren't on my level. This version of the belt, just like all of you, is garbage, said MJF. He then unveiled a new AEW World Championship, and it has a Burberry leather strap, and my God, does that shit look gorgeous. That shit looks fucking gorgeous. That looks awesome. I am very, very happy that he decided to do that shit. And let me tell you something. It's really just going to enhance him. Triple B, he's calling himself. Love it. He then trashed fake tough guys like Eddie Kingston, Ricky Starks, and fake wrestlers like Bryan Danielson. No offense, but Bryan, compared to me, couldn't wrestle his way out of a paper bag. And as long as I'm in this company, you will never understand what it's like to be at the top. I will be world champion for a long time, all the way up until the bidding war of 2024. I pray to God the right con foots the bill. And I'm not talking about Tony. I'm talking about jolly old Saint Nick and my boy Trips. Or maybe no one wins the bidding war in 2024. Maybe Hollywood wins me. He then addressed the happy crowd that were happy for him when he won the world title. He called them fickle and how they'll complain that he's getting boring and I'm sick of him. Well, you know who's going to keep on tuning in every week just to see who's going to beat me? You will. I will wrestle very rarely because I'm a special attraction, and you'll have to reach into your pockets to buy a pay-per-view in hopes that someone will dethrone me, and spoiler, they won't. I will have a world title reign that makes Bruno Sammartino roll over in his shitty little grave. You are now in the era of MJF, and my reign of terror has just begun. MJF then said he respects William Regal for loving the business. And then he said, from the bottom of my heart, takes the brass knuckles, punches William Regal in the back of the neck, and he goes, you have much to learn. You made a deal with the devil. And then he quoted, this was great, he quoted William Regal's email to him and then left. Absolutely fucking perfect. Then we had Bryan coming out, the medical staff came out, and they took William Regal away on a gurney into an ambulance. Holy shit, was that good? Holy shit. If that promo did anything, it just went to show you how good MJF's world title reign is going to be. This will be, mark my words, the best world title reign out of any AEW champion in their history. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We got a lot of good challenges for MJF. We're going to have Starks. We're going to have Kingston. We're going to have Darby. We're going to have Jungle Boy. We'll probably have Yuta. We're going to have Bryan. We're going to have Hangman. We're going to have Wardlow. A lot of good challengers. MJF is absolutely fucking phenomenal. Listen, if you ain't used to him now, get fucking used to him. Get fucking used to him. Because he is going to be their best world champion that you have ever fucking seen, and it is going to be a reign unlike any other reign. He's pulling a Roman Reigns over there in AEW, and it will be phenomenal. Speaking of Ricky Starks, he dispatched of Ari Daivari pretty quickly. Stokely Hathaway and Ethan Page and Matt Hardy came out. Stokely and Ethan reminded Matt that they own Matt Hardy. Ethan then promised to win the Battle Royal and win the Dynamite Diamond Ring, and Starks will watch and cry about it. Daivari then attacked Starks before the bell. Starks then with a spear and a Rochambeau, and he won it pretty quickly. Starks is also in the Battle Royal because he wants the Dynamite Diamond Ring and the World Championship. So Starks is being built up a lot. It should be very interesting to see what happens with Starks going forward. But I'm very much looking forward to what goes on with Ricky Starks and MJF. That's going to be a great match. Willow Nightingale and Anna Jay. Anna Jay obviously has not been really up to par with where she should be in the ring. Anna Jay is a weird one. Anna Jay is very, very odd. Anna Jay is her own separate peanut pod. She gets better, then she gets worse. Then she gets better, then she gets worse. Then she gets better, then she gets worse. It's very, very odd. It's very, very odd. Willow is great. Willow, I have a feeling that Willow, when the Ring of Honor TV deal starts up, Willow's going to be their top babyface over there. But Anna Jay's a weird one. Now, she was fine here. This was a decent little match. Neither of these women, they botched. None of them botched. No one was sloppy. Everything, for the most part, went fine. But I don't know where Anna Jay is going. To be quite honest with you, I don't think she's ever going to surpass this role. She looks to be stuck in the Carmella role. Carmella's a decent wrestler, but at the end of the day, she's not going to be winning championships. She's there to help get others over, and that's pretty much where Anna Jay is. Anna Jay is merely in a position to help others get over. That's it. Willow won this match, rightfully so. So Willow used her power early on with a nice back suplex, low crossbody for a 2. Jay with a J kick in the corner and a blockbuster from the middle rope. Anna took over. Coming back from commercial, Willow mounted a comeback with a high boot and a spine buster for a 2. Jay then hit a J kick and the Widow's Peak Gory Bomb, which looked very nice. That got a 2. Ty then got taken out by Willow. Willow with a big lariat and a Dr. Bomb. And Willow gets the win. I don't know where Anna Jay goes from here, but I can honestly see Willow being a potential champion, a potential championship challenger for Jamie Hayter. They had a decent match on Rampage not that long ago, so I wouldn't mind seeing Willow and Jamie Hayter for the AEW Women's Championship down the line. I don't think Jamie Hayter's losing. She shouldn't be losing, but it should be a decent little match. All of a sudden, as Tay Conti and Anna Jay were walking out of the ring, Ruby Soho returned. She targeted Tay Conti because, if you remember, Tay Conti broke her nose, and the crowd was hyped for Ruby Soho. She headbutted Tay Conti and delivered Destination Unknown on the ramp. So it looks like we got another solid challenger in the women's division. You got a solid challenger in the women's division, potentially for Jamie Hayter. I like it. I like it. Jade Cargill, I'll tell you what I didn't like. Jade Cargill had a TBS championship celebration with the baddies. She hyped up herself and how she made the baddies. She was pissed that the baddies were hanging out with Kiera Hogan at WrestleCade. So get in line or get to steppin'. This entire company is eating off of me. No one has my aura. You tell me what we about to do. Or you tell me what we are about to do that. And I put asses in seats. All of a sudden, the camera then panned to the baddies. She then trashed Bow Wow before Bow Wow came up on the screen, and he said that he'll be seeing her real soon. Now, I'm not sure where this is going, but I don't know why this storyline is even continuing. Really, cut the shit. Cut the shit. Now, I was told by my friend Jess, no, not Jess here in Jersey, Jess in Rome, and I know you're watching, but no, I have another friend named Jess in Colorado. She told me that Bow Wow is related to Sasha Banks in some way, shape, or form, and that could very well be where this storyline is headed. Listen, I completely understand that, but there's one major deciding factor in this. The fact that Sasha Banks, yes, I understand that she's all about making moments, but Sasha Banks' main gripe with WWE was Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was the man that she hated. Vince McMahon was the individual that made her lose her passion for professional wrestling. Vince McMahon's not there anymore. You honestly believe that Sasha Banks does not love Triple H and what Triple H did for her and everything that happened in NXT? That is all about love and passion for professional wrestling. And that is exactly why Sasha Banks would go back to WWE. There's no reason for Sasha to go to AEW. Sasha could very well go to AEW. I'm not saying it's impossible. We've seen crazier things happen. Do I want her to go to AEW? Deep down, I do want her to go to AEW, specifically because of the fact that I want to see what she can do in there with the likes of a Jamie Hayter and the likes of a Serena Deeb and the likes of a Toni Storm and a Britt Baker and a Thunder Rosa and a Saraya, too. It's right there. The storyline with Saraya and Sasha is right there. They could do that shit too. So I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm saying that with Triple H now taking over and Vince is gone, Sasha doesn't really have a reason to go to AEW to continue her love and passion for pro wrestling, because now someone that she loves, someone that she respects, someone that's going to treat her right is there, and someone in Triple H who has always been kind and giving to Sasha and giving her these opportunities to prove how good she really is. Triple H loves women's wrestling. Vince McMahon did not. So Sasha really doesn't have any reason to go to AEW other than if Vince was still in charge, it would have been a fuck you to Vince McMahon, and she was going to start a revolution in AEW. I don't know what more I could say as far as that topic relates. Just based off of that, I can't see Sasha going. Plus, even if she would want to go to AEW, if there's a money issue going on right now with WWE, do you honestly think Tony Khan's going to fork over all that cash to Sasha Banks just to get her in there? No. Tony Khan is not stupid. Tony Khan is not going to pay all this fucking money to all the major stars just to keep them around. No, Tony Khan's not like that. Tony Khan is a businessman. He's not going to pay all this fucking money for Sasha to come on in and do what? She'll be a difference maker, that's for sure. She'll be a game changer, that's for sure. But at the end of the day, Tony Khan, he doesn't want to just waste all his money on that shit. He wants to make sure that he has the proper money for the proper people, and he wants to make sure that he saves up enough to get what he needs to get, whether it be an extra hour of TV time, whether it be bigger venues and shit like that, more promotion from TBS and TNT. That's where the money is going to really come in handy. And backstage people to help him with creative. So if you're asking me, I don't see her going to AEW. Do I want her? Yeah, I do. Do I think she is? No. No. If anything, the SmackDown women's division needs her more than the AEW women's division. The AEW women's division is set. They got Ruby Soho, they got Jamie Hayter, they got Britt Baker, they got Saraya, they got Willow Nightingale, they got a lot of great people. Serena Deeb, Athena, Mercedes Martinez. They're set. They're set. The SmackDown women's division, holy shit, they need a shot of adrenaline desperately. It's going to take a lot more than Tegan Nox. Main event. The Elite Death Triangle, match 3 in the AEW World Trios Championship Best of 7 series. Holy shit, fantastic match. Fan-fucking-tastic match. Cannot even begin to tell you everything that went on. Tope Con Heroes and V-Triggers and people diving off the stage. Locomotion Northern Light suplexes. Absolute fucking chaos and madness. I can't even begin to tell you how great this match was. Go out and watch it for yourself. And you know what I loved about this match the most? The ending was great. Normally, when someone does a diving move, you try and get the knees up to hit him in the gut or hit him in the back. Matt Jackson was in the drop zone, and Pac went up for the Black Arrow. Matt Jackson got the knees up, and he positioned his knees so that way Pac would go face first into his knees, not gut first, face first into his knees, and that knocked Pac out. The Elite then rolled up Pac, 1, 2, 3, and the Elite finally get on the board. It is 2-1 in the Best of 7 series between the Elite and the Death Triangle. Fantastic stuff. So AEW ended up putting on a very good show. I'd like to hope that they can continue going on into December, and I'd like to hope that the build towards Revolution is going to be something. But AEW, very solid show. Not the best by any means, but very solid in the end. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content. We got 2 more shows to go over. We've had a solid audience all stream, even with the technical difficulties in the beginning. I hope you guys have had a great fucking time. We are going to get into the SmackDown portion of the review. SmackDown, just in case you guys forgot, SmackDown was on FS1. SmackDown was on FS1, and SmackDown was not on the normal Fox because of the World Cup that's going on with soccer. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I don't give a shit about soccer. I've never understood the appeal of soccer. I really don't understand the appeal of soccer. It's just people kicking a ball and pretending to be hurt. I really don't understand the appeal of soccer. At least with pro wrestlers. Part of pro wrestling is selling. Part of pro wrestling is selling, but at least pro wrestling, it may be scripted, but they make their moves seem more believable than what happens with soccer. Literally, soccer is just people kicking a ball and pretending to be hurt. I can't stand soccer. I used to play soccer when I was very, very young. I didn't like it. I didn't really like it. Played it for 1 year, didn't like it. But SmackDown, it was okay. It was an okay show. Really not much of a storyline build. It really felt like a setup show for what is to come. Because next week, and the week after that, we got 2 big shows coming. This felt more like a setup show. So it wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it wasn't great. But it was an okay show. We got a decent little show with a couple of good things on the show, a couple very good wrestling matches. We'll see what next week brings us, but it was just kind of, it was okay. It was okay. So the Bloodline kicked off the show. Jimmy hyped up Sammy as the MVP of War Games. The crowd chanted, Sammy Uso. Jay then said Sammy earned his respect. Jimmy asked Sammy how he's feeling. Sammy said he's feeling pretty freaking oozy. Solo, obviously, he was just standing there. Solo was just standing there like Solo does. I don't know what's going on, but I have a feeling that Solo knows something that we don't. I have a feeling Solo could very well be in cahoots with Roman and Jay, and they're all talking amongst each other. Jimmy, too. They're all talking amongst each other, and we could very well see the Bloodline formulate a full-blown turn on Sami Zayn. I feel like Solo knows something that we don't. I really do. Keep an eye on Solo. So, Sheamus came out. He said that it's fight night. Let's go. And we got Sheamus versus Sami Zayn. And we got a very good match. We had a very good match between these two, as expected. And once again, Sheamus, he don't lie. Sheamus don't lie. Banger after banger after banger after banger. If Sheamus has got a t-shirt that says banger after banger after banger after banger, I need to get me that. I need to get me that shit. So, Sami Zayn was in control. Coming back from commercial, nice DDT on Sheamus. Sheamus then mounted a comeback with a nice clothesline in the corner. He slammed Sami Zayn to the mat, caught Sami Zayn in midair, delivered an Irish curse backbreaker, and then locked in the cloverleaf. Sami Zayn got to the ropes. Sami with a beautiful tope con hero over the top rope onto Sheamus. Back in the ring, coming back from a second commercial, Sheamus with a punt knee for a 2. Zayn with a sunset flip off the middle rope for a 2. Sheamus with white noise. Sami kicked out. Sheamus with not 10, but 20 beats of the Bowdrum. You could not pay me all the money in the fucking world to take 10 beats of the fucking Bowdrum by Sheamus. Holy shit. Cannot stand to even look at that shit. That shit, I think if I took the 10 beats of the Bowdrum, I think after maybe 3, I think my heart would stop. Holy shit. Sheamus then took out Jimmy. Little extra kick behind the referee's back. Sami with a beautiful Blue Thunder Bomb for a 2. The Usos and the Brutes then started brawling outside. This was Jay. Jay came into the ring. Jimmy distracted the ref. And Jay with a super kick behind the referee's back. Sami rolled up Sheamus, and Sami Uso got the win in a very good match to kick off the show. Jay Uso once again helps Sami Zayn win. So there's no cracks in the bloodline, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward. What is Sami going to do that is going to cause Jimmy, Jay, Solo, and Roman to become angry with him? What is going to happen with Sami Zayn that is going to cause a rift in the bloodline? That's what we're looking at. We're already developing how the bloodline is whole. No cracks. What is Sami going to do that's going to piss off the bloodline? That's the thing we have to watch out for. Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt had a promo in the back and he talked about society. And we forget that we are all just like wild animals. This was probably my favorite thing about the entire promo. Bray Wyatt says he didn't hurt LA Knight. If I had been the one, you would all know because there'd be none of him left. I thought that line was awesome right there. I thought that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm not sure where it's going, but again, Bray Wyatt once again cutting great promos, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing what him and LA Knight do. I just hope to fucking God that this pitch black match is not a hocus pocus Harry Potter Wingardium Leviosa shit. I do not need that shit. WWE does not need that. Get that shit away and do not ever bring it back out. Lock it in a vault somewhere. Emma, she took on Shayna Baszler. Really wasn't anything special. This was nothing more than an enhancement match for Shayna. We had a tilt-a-whirl Russian leg sweep by Emma for a 2. Shayna then targeted the arm of Emma. Emma with a neck breaker off the second rope for a 2. Emma with a diving crossbody attempt, but Baszler cut her off. Locked in the care food clutch. Emma tapped out. Baszler gets the win, rightfully so. Shayna is back to winning ways. It's a great thing to see. Shayna Baszler is what Ronda Rousey wishes that she could be. I say it all the time. This is why Shayna Baszler needs to be the one to beat Ronda Rousey. Not Becky, not Raquel, not Shotzi, not Emma. Shayna Baszler beats Ronda Rousey and Ronda gets shipped away, never to be seen again. We do not need Ronda and Becky for the championship at WrestleMania. Get that title on Shayna and get it on her ASAP. Afterwards, Shayna then continued to attack Emma before Shotzi and Raquel Rodriguez came out and Shayna walked away. We had a military promo with Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans is getting a gimmick change. Listen. I respect Triple H. I respect Triple H for a lot of reasons, but the one reason why I respect Triple H is because he is doing the one thing that Vince McMahon would never do. He's trying. He's at least putting effort into what he's doing. Vince McMahon, he didn't put effort into anything. Every single thing with Vince McMahon was the same shit. Oh, it's WrestleMania. We're WWE. They're going to watch anyway. It's Monday Night Raw. We're getting paid all this money by NBC Universal. We don't need to do anything. We are getting paid $1.9 billion by Fox. We don't need to put on a good show. All they did was throw out a couple of wrestlers and matches with no rhyme or reason and no substance, and they called it a wrestling show. And that was what happened under Vince McMahon. But Triple H, no. Triple H actually has rhyme and reason. Triple H actually knows what he's doing. He actually has a vision. So I respect Triple H for trying. But holy shit. Sometimes you gotta know when enough is enough. Sometimes you may just not even bother. I want someone, please, for the love of God, someone anywhere. Where are you? Please, someone tell me, answer me this question and be completely honest with me. What value does Lacey Evans have? Does she have any value? Does she have any potential? Is there any good to come out of Lacey Evans? The answer is a big, fat fuck no. No. Negatory. No. 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 The answer is no. There are some people that are just not worth keeping around. Lacey Evans is the female version of Omos. There is absolutely no reason to keep her around. Sometimes you gotta know when to just give up. Omos shouldn't be there. Lacey Evans shouldn't be there. Dana Brooke, Tamina, Jinder Mahal. Why are they employed? Why are these people employed? Lacey Evans has been nothing but failure after failure after failure after failure. And she's not going to recover from that. She's not. She's not good in the ring. She's not good on the microphone. She's not over with the fans. She never has been, and she never will be. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. I do not want, I really don't. I don't want to say, she needs to go. But I mean, holy shit, she needs to go. I do not want anyone to get fired. I do not want anyone to be deprived of means to support themselves and their families, but it's not worth it. It's a business at the end of the day. What business does Lacey Evans have being there? Just let her go. Just release her. Really. You're just beating a dead horse. You're beating a dead horse. Just let her go. That's all you got to do. It's like a fucking bird that you raise from infancy when he just hatched and his mother died. At some point, you got to realize when enough is enough. The bird is fully grown. He's shitting all over your floor, flying around the house. Just let him go. Just let him go into the world. It's not worth it anymore. The bird is more of a detriment to you than an asset. It's more of a liability than an asset. Lacey Evans has no value. She is nothing but a waste of roster space, and she's doing nothing but stealing your money. She's doing nothing but depriving you of money that you can put into something much more valuable than her. Let her go. Just let her go. Let her go. I don't know what you want me to say. Honest to God, really, I don't know what you want me to say. Time to let her go. It's time to let her go. Kofi Kingston and Gunther. Kofi Kingston and Gunther. I said this on Twitter. When Kofi Kingston is serious, he is very, very, very good. And that's exactly what we got here. We got a very good match with Kofi Kingston and Gunther. More serious New Day. Less comedy, less pancakes, less because New Day rocks. And enough. New Day sucks. I don't understand why they haven't broken up. More serious New Day. Because guess what? We got a very good match. So Gunther, he was just dissecting Kofi early on, coming back from a couple of strikes from Kofi. Ludwig Kaiser tripped up Kofi behind the referee's back. Then, all of a sudden, while Gunther had Kofi Kingston in his clutches, Braun Strowman came out. Braun Strowman took out Kaiser, and he took out Vinci. And coming back from commercial, it was a one-on-one match. So it was a standard one-on-one match. No bullshit. Kofi with a leaping clothesline and a boom drop. Kofi then with a splash to the back of Gunther. That got a 2. Gunther chopped Kofi out of the air, then delivered a deadlift German suplex for a 2. Boston Crab by Gunther. Kofi got out of it. Crossface by Gunther. Kofi got out. Kofi got drop kicked by Gunther. Drop kick sending him into into the corner. Right into the corner. Powerbomb connects. Kofi kicked out. Gunther then with a Northern Lights bomb, a Northern Lights driver, which he calls the Final Symphony. And Gunther wins 1-2-3. Now, it was a very good match overall, but there's two things that I really loved about this match. Two things. Number one, I love the fact that Gunther is trying to evolve his game. Michael Cole said Gunther has been working on a new finisher. He's trying to evolve his game. He delivered an Oklahoma Stampede driver, which he calls the Final Symphony. And then, you know what I love about this even more? Gunther won clean. Heels do not have to cheat. Gunther can win clean, and the babyface can still look strong in the end. Simple. Simple. Damage Control made their way to SmackDown. Bayley called the crowd idiots, as per usual. Bayley, you're really trying to get on my good side. But listen, you want to try and get on my good side, you got to become a Trump supporter. Listen, I love you. I love you as a wrestler. But as a person, I don't know. Yeah, I could do without you personally. You really want to get on my good side, you got to become a MAGA girl. MAGA girls are much better than fucking Democrat girls. I mean, the Democrat chicks are ugly. Really. They are. Most of them are, at least. Most of them are humpback whales and shit. You want to be offended by that shit. Who cares? I'm an asshole, remember? I'm DJ Storms. I'm the king of assholery. Anyway, Bayley called the crowd idiots, which they are. Everyone's a fucking idiot, minus me, of course. Minus me. I'm a fucking genius. I'm Albert Einstein reincarnated. So Bayley said that SmackDown needed ratings, so they called up Damage Control. You're not a ratings draw, honey. They said that they were in War Games for a combined 95 minutes and 19 seconds. The crowd chanted for Becky. All of a sudden, Liv Morgan came out. She said, you have a problem with the SmackDown Women's Division? I'm here to address it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, seems fair. So Liv ran down, went to attack Damage Control. She was easily overpowered. Out of nowhere, Tegan Nox returned. She went right after Damage Control, and Damage Control powered up, and they took out Tegan Nox before Liv Morgan came in with a kendo stick, and the baby faces ended up standing tall. Thank God, thank Christ, Tegan Nox is back. Thank Christ Tegan Nox is back. That women's division needs a shot of fucking adrenaline like you would not even fucking believe. And the fact that she's back, good. Good. This was desperately needed. Karrion Kross was in the back with Scarlett, and he is seeking out his next target. He's seeking out his next target. His next target is Rey Mysterio. I like that. I like that. You know why? Because he is not being overexposed. He is not in scenarios where he shouldn't be. Earl, please, Earl. You know what I fucking mean. You know what I fucking mean. I ain't calling you an idiot, Earl. You know what I fucking mean. I'm doing my normal DJ Storm shtick. You know the fucking drill. You know the fucking drill. Don't take everything so personally. But Karrion Kross, he's targeting Rey Mysterio. I like that. That's a good thing, and I'll tell you why. It's a great thing because he's not in a world championship situation. He should not be in a world championship situation for a long time. He's not overexposed, and he's being placed in scenarios with people who are experienced and are going to help him grow as a performer, and Rey Mysterio is going to help that. I'm actually very much looking forward to seeing what Rey Mysterio and Karrion Kross can do. Main event. It is Santos Escobar and Ricochet. SmackDown World Cup Finals. Early on, the referee ejected Legado del Fantasma after some shenanigans. And coming back from commercial, the match really started to pick up. Escobar with a suicide dive, sending Ricochet right over the table. He almost actually hit his head on the table. The crowd, all of a sudden, I don't know what what happened. They were watching something else in the crowd. I don't know what happened there, but Ricochet got back on the offense here with a shooting star press to Escobar off the apron to the floor. Coming back from a second commercial, Ricochet then with a superplex. Ricochet and Escobar were then up on the barricade. Escobar with a beautiful Hurricane Rana off the barricade to the floor. Both men crashed and burned. Back in the ring, Escobar covered, got it too. Escobar with a chop to the chest. The chop echoed throughout the arena. Ricochet went for the shooting star, but Escobar rolled onto the apron. He then went up to the top, delivered a Frankensteiner, but Ricochet landed on his feet. Northern Lights suplex and a roll through into a brainbuster. Springboard, lion salt. Escobar kicked out again. He got the knees up on the shooting star press, rolled up Ricochet, but Ricochet kicked out. Escobar, like the crazy motherfucker he is, delivers a poison Rana to Ricochet. Ricochet kicked out. All of a sudden, Ricochet and Escobar were up on the top. Ricochet delivers a middle rope poison Rana. Stiff kicks right to the head of Escobar. And Ricochet with the 630 senton. And Ricochet wins it 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. Closest to a 5-star match that you'll get. Absolutely fantastic. And it looks like Ricochet and Gunther were getting this banger on SmackDown within 2 weeks. It'll be good. It'll be good. It is December 16th, if I'm not mistaken, which should be good. All right, SmackDown. Not bad. Could be better, but not bad. AEW Rampage. We're going to go over that in just a little bit, but I hope that you guys have had a great time. We are just about ready to wrap up the stream, and then I'm going to go and relax. You guys can do whatever you want. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, and we're going to have a nice, relaxing Saturday, hopefully. Everyone is having a nice, relaxing Saturday. Rampage. Decent little show here. Nothing too over the top, but we got a decent little show. Show kicked off with Cole Carter and Darby Allin. Now, listen, I understand that many people may not really give too much of a shit about Cole Carter, and there really isn't anything to fully invest in with Cole Carter, but I got to tell you, Cole Carter is actually a pretty decent professional wrestler. He ain't bad. He ain't bad at all. He's actually pretty fucking decent. It helped that he was in the ring with Darby Allin, because Darby's fucking great. But this was a pretty decent little match. Pretty decent little match right here. So Cole Carter got taken out with a suicide dive by Darby Allin after Darby took out Camarado with a baseball bat. Cole Carter then took over with a power bomb on the apron, and Darby landed right on the corner, which looked brutal. So the crowd was heavily behind Darby. Coming back from commercial, Darby with a beautiful code red for a 2. Carter then with a top rope Falcon Arrow for a 2. Very nicely done. Carter then went for the 450 splash, but Darby reversed it into a Fujiwara armbar. We then had a hammerlock Scorpion death drop. And then Darby went up top for the coffin drop and got the coffin drop. Darby wins. Pretty decent little match right here with Darby and Cole Carter. Not bad. Not bad at all. Then, later on, Darby and Sting. Well, Sting was absent from this. Darby was interviewed in the back, and it looks like we're getting Darby and Samoa Joe next week for the TNT Championship. I mean, you could take my fucking money there. I am all for Darby and Samoa Joe. Give me more of that shit, please. So Samoa Joe's got a busy week ahead of him. The undisputed king of television has got a pretty busy week ahead of him. In the back, Keith Lee was being interviewed before Shane Taylor interrupted Keith Lee, for those of you who've not been explained to this, for those of you that don't know, Shane Taylor and Keith Lee were a tag team. They were a tag team in Ring of Honor, and they were actually champions in Ring of Honor before Keith Lee actually left Ring of Honor in 2018 for greener prospects in WWE and NXT. So he said that he's bringing J.D. Murray, who is another man that Keith Lee left, and they want Swerve in Our Glory at Final Battle. So that should be interesting. I have not done too much of my homework on Shane Taylor or J.D. Murray, but we'll see what they can do against Swerve in Our Glory. I mean, Swerve in Our Glory is great at what they do, so it should be a fun tag team match. Renee Paquette interviewed the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass, Billy Gunn. So everyone needs to be scissoring. It's a hand gesture, people. Get your mind out of the gutter. Scissor me Daddy Ass. Bowen said that there is a team that has wanted a title shot for a long time. The Guns then came out. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal came out. They got in each other's faces. Daddy Ass then reminded everyone, listen, reminder, we want the best. And FTR came out. Listen, normally I'd be happy about this, but why is this match happening next Wednesday? Why is this match happening next Wednesday? Neither team can lose. And if anything, FTR should be the team that takes the titles off of the Acclaimed. Why exactly is FTR and the Acclaimed happening next Wednesday? Is it going to come at the expense of potentially the Gun Club, and the Gun Club fucks over FTR? Is the Kingdom going to show up? What is going on here? Why is this match being booked for next week? This match should not be booked for next week. It should be booked for Revolution. That's when this match should take place. Why is it taking place next week? Why? Is FTR really leaving? I don't know what's going on. Is FTR legitimately thinking about leaving and potentially going back to WWE? I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's up in the air. It's up in the air. Private Party. They took on Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. Nothing too crazy here. Private Party obviously is very good. So Jeff Jarrett then took over. Him and Lethal isolated Cassidy. Coming back from commercial, Quinn then tagged in. Springboard crossbody and a drop kick to Lethal. Quinn with a suicide dive on Jarrett. We had the silly string DDT by Private Party. 450 splash missed. Cassidy was taking out, and we had a lethal injection headlock driver combo by Jarrett and Lethal for the win. And that was pretty much it. Don't know why Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal are being positioned for a tag team title shot. I realize that you got to put people up against the Acclaimed that can lose, and the Acclaimed is obviously going to continue winning, but, I mean, come on. Saraya was interviewed by Renee Paquette. Saraya talked about how emotional her match was with Britt Baker. She talked about how there were 3 women's matches on Full Gear. She said that she wants the women's championship. So an interesting piece of information there. Saraya is looking for the women's world championship. Keep your eyes on that. Should be interesting because you got Jamie Hayter as the women's champion. Thunder Rosa should be coming back soon. So a lot of different elements in there. A lot of different elements. Speaking of women's wrestling, Athena, she just absolutely destroyed Danny Moore. Or was it Danny Moe? I don't know. Danny Moore, Danny Moe, same shit. Because Athena won. Athena just absolutely destroyed her. Athena then attacked her after the match and sent the message to Mercedes Martinez. Listen, I don't want to hear anyone tell me otherwise. Athena must win the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship at Final Battle. I do not want to hear anyone tell me otherwise. Martinez is great, but Athena is where the priority is right now. Athena cannot lose. She should not lose. Athena must beat Mercedes Martinez. Juice Robinson was interviewed. He said that he officially signed with AEW and he's looking to challenge Samoa Joe at Final Battle for the Ring of Honor World TV Championship. Should be a decent match, but it is not going to end well for Juice Robinson. Samoa Joe is not losing. Now, if this was Wardlow, it would have been a little bit better. Orange Cassidy and QT Marshall. All-Atlantic Championship Lumberjack match. I cannot stand Lumberjack matches. Lumberjack matches are perhaps one of the worst types of matches in pro wrestling history. Now, the match was fine. QT and Cassidy were fine. But I mean, Lumberjack matches just suck. They really do. The main story of this match was Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian. They threw Cassidy off the top into a diamond cutter from QT. QT nearly won the match. Orange Punch and a beach break, and Cassidy gets the win. So it looks like Cassidy and Kip Sabian are going to be fighting for the All-Atlantic Championship for the time being. Afterwards, this was easily the best part of the entire show. The House of Black just showed up and fucking destroyed everyone. I could watch the House of Black destroy people for days. So I'm not sure where they go from here, but if you're asking me, I'm doing the House of Black versus the Best Friends in Orange Cassidy, and I am having the House of Black win that match, and then I am having Malachi take the championship off of Orange Cassidy. That's what I'm doing. Malachi needs to win that championship. If you're not going to have the House of Black go for the Trios championships, then you need to have Malachi win the All-Atlantic Championship. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of the Lightning Flash Update. I hope you guys had a great time. Thank you to everyone. Thank you, Dee Dee, Lisa, Danielle. Thank you, Final Hoss. Thank you, Earl Cole. Thank you, Mitch, and everyone. You guys have been fantastic. Now, let me see if I can get this shit with the settings right. He said layouts, crop to show background, and let me press it again. Okay, there we go. I think I got it. I think I'm becoming more tech savvy over here. But I hope you guys had a great time. And we got a great crowd turnout. A lot of likes over on YouTube. A lot of likes on Twitter as well. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the links in the description. And remember, the busy week that I have next week. Rundown for NXT Deadline at 8 p.m. on Tuesday, December 6th. Rundown for Final Battle with Kimmy Sokol on Thursday, December 8th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Friday, I will not be tweeting for SmackDown because I will be in Totowa, New Jersey at the Totowa PAL for ISPW Christmas Chaos 2, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Friday, December 9th. I hope to see some of you there. Lightning Flash Update next Saturday. Next Sunday at 1 p.m., we got the Rewind for Final Battle with Hula Grim, December 11th. And then on December 12th, Monday at 2 p.m., it is the Rewind for NXT Deadline. Set your calendar dates for all of those streams. Until next time, I'm DJ Storms. This has been the Lightning Flash Update. But before we get out of here and before I go work out and pump the guns to make sure that I am as large as I've ever been, I want y'all to answer me this one question, people. Who runs the IWC? I'll tell ya who runs the IWC. Who but DJ motherfucking Storms? Don't you forget it.